Michelle Ago, and it's quite an interesting conversation today as we discuss climate change, global warming, and of course rainfall and how we affect agricultural products in Nigeria. We've been discussing farmers and the lack of proper information out in the public, and that's one interesting thing that African farmers do in making sure that information are properly disseminated in as much languages as possible to educates the average farmer or new entrants into the agri world. So I'd like to learn more or hear more from you before we open the phone lines on whether there or not there is a capacity development initiative, to teach farmers the latest technology of, irrigating when when there's a dry spell.
Well, we're not doing enough, both private sector, and I always take responsibility. I am also not doing enough, even though we are paying for this airtime for the program.
Yeah.
I think we can do more
Okay.
to protect the sector, because the more we come into the sector, the better for the sector, and the more money we can all make. So, in terms of irrigation, it's still very expensive. And when I say very expensive, it's relative to like 10 years ago, because I've been involved in irrigation farming effective 19 years now, with river basins across the southwest and the northern part. And so, I've practiced almost any type of irrigation,
Yeah.
anywhere in the world. So, but the thing is that we don't have enough, and even most of what we have is lying fallow.
It's lying fallow.
Yeah, so government can do better in creating awareness, and private sector can also do better in trying to get information as against trying to reinvent the wheel. We have this chairman managing director. So the irrigation system you will go and buy, you will find out that somebody has abandoned it,
Okay.
close to you. So we need more information. Last year I studied something in India where the government decided to give 40%, what do you call it now, incentives to farmers. So depending on the scale of your farm, so government will take care of 60, you take care of 40. It's just in a bid to encourage them to produce all year round. So, and we have a lot of dams. I can tell you, Oyo State has 20 dams. I think I've been to like 15 or 16 of those dams, and I can tell you that it is not utilized. The dams are
At
there.
all, or not properly utilized.
When you say capacity of 1 to 10 and it's 1%, then.
That's
But so
almost
would you
zero.
blame government? No, government has those dams there. So we are supposed to do research and find out. And because these dams are lying fallow there, in fact, some of these dams have irrigation facilities that you will rent for a token per year. And I don't say what I've not done. Some of this you just pay 5,000 and they give you all the accessories.
So why are people not taking advantage then?
They don't know. And people perish for lack of knowledge. They don't know.
Wow.
So they don't know.
Wow.
And I brought in the last 10 years, I brought I've lost count, many people to introduce them to this irrigation. A lot of lives have been transformed. Government over the years have developed infrastructures that we have not touched at all. And fortunately now, most of our governments are state, local, federal, they are broke. They don't have the inflow like before. So most of these facilities will be released to whoever. So yeah, just before you now say that, man, no man, I have never, and I use the word never, given a bribe to any government staff in any river basin across this country in 19 years. Nobody has asked me anyway. They are more excited for you to come and utilize those facilities. But we don't know. They have tractors, they have a lot of things. Yes, there are some challenges
Are
also.
they not doing their best as regards information? I'm talking about the governments now.
There's no budget now. There's no budget for it. But you see, the thing is that the infrastructure is there. So you have it in the suburbs. That's where they can get the lands. But in the suburbs also, once they finish the project, it's the community. Every community has some illustrious sons and daughters that are supposed to look back home, giving back, and we don't, do that around here. So you have those facilities, and we leverage on it, and I've done that for a long time. And this year again, we are scaling it big time.
Okay, let us go to the phone lines. Okay, let's scale up this conversation. Join the phone lines and ask questions if you have any or contributions with African Farmer. The phone lines are 0809 191 3913, 0809 222 0913, 0809 234 5913. Let's talk. Lagos Talks. All right, sorry about that. Job calls. You can tweet at Lagos Talks 913 as well to join the conversation. Remember, we're also discussing irrigation and how expensive it could be, but then again, the opportunities available for you to have it done at a cheaper price. Lagos Talks.
Yeah,
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Samuel calling from Ghana.
All right, Samuel, go ahead.
So I also have an African farmer.
Yes, sir.
We're talking about to assess agricultural loan.
Okay.
Because I was involved in church. But since then, we went to Abuja
Okay.
to assess the loan. But today, they've not called me. We did everything. I did my mom did because my mom used to have it. Yeah. We did even go to the things and did everything.
Yeah.
Today, they've not called us for the loan.
What type of loan were you trying to access?
Then this is also for to boost the loan is to boost the agricultural stuff. We will have this fish farm and the rest.
Can we be real together? Can we? I'm a very straightforward person.
Okay.
Yeah. So, what project are you currently running that you want to use the money for?
Okay. Like I was saying, the farm is not that big. Wanted to expand it.
Okay.
Wanted to expand it. Involve other things. But you need to plant vegetables.
Okay.
And so we wanted to expand it. So we needed capital.
Like what amount are we looking at now?
Then they said the loan is from 1 million to 10 million. You understand?
Okay.
So it's the one you can. You understand? You come and view. You come and know the kind of things you have. You understand? Then after everything, you come with your documents or everything you have. So the way we see, there will no amount. You understand? But then we don't present for like 2 million naira to put in. So this is what I'm telling you. See, 2017.
Okay.
Today, there's no call. They said, okay, there's no call.
All right,
Okay. Thank you for calling in. We must also look at the sources of funds. If it's government, 9 out of 10, there's a lot of bureaucracy involved. So you may not get the money in 6 months. It's not that they don't mean well. It's just that the system, before somebody signs off it takes some time. So you need to pay attention to where you need the funds and when you need the funds to know the right source to go to.
All right. Lagos Talks. Good evening. Good evening. What's your name?
Good evening.
Moses. Go ahead, please.
The deliverer.
Yeah, I just, are there extension workers that help to guide you? Now, came around with some friends to get some land, do some agriculture. And it will surprise you that to get a tractor to clear was a very difficult thing. When you talk about support for agriculture, you tell people going to agriculture. I think I've had like 2 years now or 3 years. Honestly, my friend, if you don't have money, you can't do this thing. You can't go to government and say, okay, I've got some land. Can you help me? Can I get tractor? And pay probably something at a very low price to clear. The money you get to rent tractor, come and clear, is crazy. Okay, you
When you
get
say
that
clear,
now.
do you mean bulldoze or the tractor to just work on it?
Bulldoze in the very first place to clear the land.
Okay, so Moses, I've put in about 24 years. You're putting like 2 years,
Yeah.
but you have experience elsewhere. So what I can
Mm.
say is there are government lands that I have networks that is already cleared. There are tractors available.
Mm-hmm.
That if you have that information, 9 out of 10, probably you wouldn't have used the land you are on. So we may need to
Mm.
reevaluate your business plans, and that's why I'm happy you called in. That's why we are paying
Yeah.
for airtime to reach out, so we can look at your business plan and look at what can work for you. But let me tell you this: don't waste your pain. Why do I say don't waste your pain? There are no tractors. You may have to begin to look at developing business plans to look at offering that tractor service. It's huge,
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I've gone through so much pain over the years to know that this value chain, if we begin to connect together, you
Yeah.
can make more money than me, because every pain that you've gone through, please don't waste it. I'm not wasting my pain here now talking, sharing, but I can tell you are better off than a lot of people.
So, I would like to probably get, because right now, after all that, we tried something in work. Right now, we're doing.
You're going to contact him privately because we do not have much time, and there are also other people who are trying to contact you privately as well. I've gotten a couple of tweets. I don't know if I should read that, but hey, for those who would like to contact him, if you're listening, you can follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at AgricbusinessNG. That's AgricBusinessNG, or at Farm Credit NG. It's quite easy. Or visit their address at 17A Allen Avenue, Ikeja, Lagos. All right. So for the tweet here, asking Ayanate Roberts, asking, good evening, dear African farmer. How can we contact you privately for this information on rainfall and dams? You can call his phone lines on 0809 7000 222. That's 0809 7000 222, or call 090 6000 6462. That's 090 6000 6462. Better yet, call 080 9955 0022. That's 080 9955 0022. That's the best way to get direct information, because unfortunately we do not have enough time to give as much as you're requesting. But hey, we'll be back next week, Monday. African Farmer is always with us every Monday from 5:30 p.m. all the way to 6 p.m.
Yes, so make do with the information you get on this platform, so that together in 2020 we can be rich together. I'm not wasting my pain. Don't waste your pain.
All right. Thank you so much. Coming up next